Well, hello everyone, and welcome to today's edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. And I'm going to start with a story, y'all, because I'm just really giddy about today's call, and I want to share my personal experience to give you some context um, as to what's coming through. It's Nicole Angel. Somebody had recommended Nicole Angel to me about 2.5, maybe 2 years ago, on a Facebook thread. And I didn't remember getting the recommendation until maybe like 6 months ago. And it wasn't in remembrance. I saw a picture of her on a social media thread at probably Instagram. It's like, why haven't we connected yet? And I knew that there was something there, and I reached out, we connected. I experienced a session, which I'll tell you about in a second because it's so exciting. Um, but then through serendipity, I was scrolling through something and I found the recommendation from a listener from BTO. You're probably on the call. You need to have Nicole Angel on. She's amazing. And it just goes to show when something is meant to be, it lands. It lands. It may not be in the timing that we'd hoped for or that we even perceive, but it's just the alignment just takes place. And again, the recognition and the awareness, wait, there's something really special that there's an exchange here that I know that I'll receive wisdom from and that our audience can benefit from as well. And I booked the session and man, I mean, going in, the angels that were coming in, the guides, um, my last session with Nicole, because since that first session, I think I've had three sessions. Um, my last of the session before my second session, I was moving and I didn't know where I was moving to. And it was on a shirt, like my time was compressing where I needed to move from one house to the next and nothing was showing up. And Nicole's she nailed it. She nailed it. It's going to be last minute. It's going to be kind of in the country. There's going to be horses close by. There's going to be fruit trees on the house. There's going to be land, like all these, like this vegetation to a T. What she described is exactly where I landed. Um, and she saw so many other things that I can get into tedious details about that I won't bore you with because I want to get into the conversation. But I'm so happy to be able to share just the amazing gift that Nicole brings to us and how she shows up and transmits and gives us insights and connects to us. A dear friend again recently reached out and asking, who would you recommend that I have a reading with? I'm really called to have a reading with. And this is someone that you might recognize from being a speaker on BTO. And I gave her two options. And I go, for you, there's one of two people. Here's an experience I had with Nicole Angel. She's absolutely amazing. You don't have to say a word and she'll go straight in and she'll just tell you, then you can ask questions afterwards. And the other one is someone I've been having readings with for the last 25 years. And if you want someone who you just ask questions and she's going to Jewish mother you, in other words, tell you exactly how it is directly with no apologies, then that's the person for you. But it's up to you to choose which one. And immediately she went to Nicole. She reached out to me. It was a couple of days ago that she had the session. It's just amazing. Thank you. She shared it. She answered questions before I even asked them. And that's just the quality of gift that Nicole has, but then her enthusiasm and her warmth and how open she is allows us to receive that information, which with even greater grace. And so, without further ado, I want to introduce you, if you're not familiar, with and to Nicole Angel. Nicole, welcome to the call.
Aw, thank you so much for having me. That is
Oh
like
my
the best introduction ever. Seriously,
goodness.
my heart is just like exploding open. I love it. Thank you.
Well, it comes from direct experience, right? And those are the best, right? So it's wonderful. So today we're talking about psychic mediumship and choosing your highest timeline. And before we get into the house and what's in the field around that, how did you know that you were a psychic medium and when did you take ownership of the fact that you actually were?
That's a great question. So, my parents tell me stories of when I was 4 and 5 years old, knowing things before they were going to happen, also bringing the family together at a time before there were cell phones, right before somebody was about to pass, and also when my dad would receive a phone call about his father passing, and I was instrumental in getting all the brothers together and it's a beautiful story. So I have many recollections of that, of being a very young child, also speaking to who I thought was my grandmother at the time. It turned out it was a nanny and she had passed. It was an older woman, and I grew up in Philadelphia, so our houses were very close together. And I was upstairs playing with her, and my father came in and was like, "Okay, so who are you talking to?" And I described her, and he said, "There's no way you could be speaking with her because today's her funeral." So I have instances like that, yeah, of being a little girl. So they were always my team around me, my team in spirit, my angels, my guides. I've always had them around me as confidants. And I'm very much like a whimsical child, very imaginative. And so for me, I didn't really understand that there was a difference. Growing up, you become kind of disconnected from it, I would say. Life happens, you go through your teenage years, and then I experienced some very, um, a lot of trauma that I don't need to get into, but they were there to help me and they were there to guide me and get me out of it. And so by the time I was 24 years old, it was just a regular occurrence that they were around my aura in my field every day, receiving guidance. But at 15, I vividly remember the angels bringing me back from death. Quite frankly, I tried to commit suicide and I landed on the other side. And they had a talking to me. They were basically like, "You cannot kill yourself. We're not going to allow for this to happen." And I had tried multiple times, and every time they brought me back into the body. And I made an agreement, if you will. If I'm going to be on Earth, I'm going to remember everything, and I'm going to understand all timelines and all realities. And that's the only way I'm staying here. It's almost like making a deal with God, right? And so
You're negotiating. I love it.
negotiating, like that's the only way this is happening. And so, yeah, so they brought me back to life four times, four different occasions. And by
Wow.
24, I was like, okay, I'm staying here. And I've been doing this professionally since I was 24 years old, and I'm 45 now. So,
Wow, wow. And this ties in just beautifully into today's conversation and this capacity you have to remember and to tune in and that connection to those dimensional realms that you visited and still having the communication going in ways that you're not sharing with other people. So let's go ahead and talk about today's topic, which is psychic mediumship and choosing your highest timeline, because it sounded like you chose your highest timeline from the other side and you negotiated that contract from
yeah.
up there and brought it in, which is amazing.
Totally, yes. So when I do sessions, so I always wanted a cheerleader in my corner, somebody telling me how wonderful I am, how amazing I am, and how lovely I am, and I can accomplish anything I put my mind to it. Like that's baseline what I want to do, what I wanted done for me. And I was tapping into this power that I could see all timelines in reality. So I wanted other people to experience that. So at 24, it became a regular occurrence, but then by um, 30, I left corporate America and started doing this for people all across the country and in different countries. So when I look at somebody, I can see multiple timelines shifting in and out of their consciousness, depending on their belief systems, the work that they're willing to do, and also their discipline here. Because I explain to people, just because I can see something, if you don't go out there and advocate for yourself or put yourself in the room where other things are happening, you can miss kind of some of our timelines. Now, there are overarching destiny lines that a soul chooses when they incarnate that they will experience here on earth. Like for me, being a mother, going and surviving, abuse. So I can teach about it. Public speaking. I've also helped people get sober in the drug and alcohol industry, and I've also done a lot of work with business development and marketing. Those are overarching destiny lines that I knew that I was coming in here to experience. Now, beyond that, what are the goals within my soul that I really want to obtain during this lifetime? Maybe it's opening up a sanctuary for children or animals. Maybe it's traveling the world. Maybe it's creating my own TV show. Maybe it's having a podcast, whatever it is. What are these overarching timelines that I would like to move forward with in my life? Now, when we have a session, I can tell you what your timelines are, and then you can give me feedback as to which one feels the best for you. And depending on that, there are certain what I call momentums or wheels of momentum within that that will help carry that energy forward. Like right now, I have one that extends from February till about April. And so my team in Spirit has a bunch of projects with media right now that they want me to launch because I'm following the momentum of that certain timeline. So, yes. And so
That I
I'm
love the I
sorry.
love the way that you explain that, and that helps us to understand the timelines. They're like potential threads
Hmm.
that are active in the field. Um, and I'd love it if you actually talk about how energy
Hmm.
and frequency shape that reality, but also how it's not just random or just synchronicity that comes in. There's actually choice involved. There's a structure to it.
Yes, so there are choice points along our reality. Specifically, I get asked a lot about relationships. We'll just say that. And because I also tell people that human relationships are probably the hardest readings to ever do because people like create their reality within a second. They want to be
Mm,
with somebody, they don't want to be with somebody. So we will look at choice points. When I bring forward, I like to look at a calendar. I take it by year to year, sometimes month to month, and I will give you those different choice points chronologically ordered within different dates, months, times of the year. Sometimes my team will break it down into quarter and so on and so forth. And there's a lot explained, and we'll get into that. Now, the quickest thing the easiest way to get into your choice point is by, I like to say, feeling within your heart.
mm,
What makes the most sense for you right now? Does it make the most sense for you to write a book, to channel a story, to move cross country? What feels that there's momentum behind it? I call it momentum because I can actually feel a physical resonance within the body, within the field that your timeline is about to take off, that every cell in your being is vibrating at this match and at this level. So if you're walking around with that vibration within the cellular DNA, it's all automatically going to be attracted to you on a universal level. So wherever you go, you're going to meet the right person, you're going to have the right conversation, you're going to have the right introduction, and things are just going to fly to you very effortlessly.
mm. That makes sense. What there's the choice lines and the the frequency shaping. What can help us get out of being in inaction? Because a lot of times things can present themselves, but if we're in a state of inertia and don't know how to move forward, is it possible that we miss the opportunity? It's like, what's the relationship with that? And does it happen automatically, or based on the choice, is something going to start to awaken just organically within ourselves?
Yeah, you can miss the opportunity, but it will present itself again.
Hmm.
So, like, let's say, you missed the opportunity in the first quarter, but it presents itself next year within the first quarter. Well, you're still on that same timeline. It's just at a later date for whatever reason. Because I always believe what you are seeking is also seeking you. So when we go back to destiny lines, like if you were here put on the earth to be a public speaker, you're not going to miss that train. It's going to come some way, somehow. It just might come in 5 years instead of 5 minutes. So depending on our choice point in our reality, and what timeline we want to get on, it allows something to come quicker or slower depending on, our frequency and our, I want to say discipline, because I feel like there's a sense of you have to get up and do the thing. Like right now, I have some media presentations going on. If I don't put the work together in getting these videos to the production company, it's not going to happen. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, like, I
Yeah.
have to do the work. So if somebody feels maybe stuck in fear or stuck in programming, disbelief, that's something I work on a lot with people in my sessions. Like, yes, I'm giving you psychic information. Yes, we're talking to ancestors, loved ones beyond the veil, your angels. But I also work kind of like a life coach. What are some of the blocks, barriers, and borders within your frequency that will not allow you to accept this gift or will not allow for this timeline to come forward? Maybe
Mm,
there's some fear there. Maybe there's some programming that we need to work through. So I guess the answer to what you were saying is more self-realization, doing practices within the self to really align that energy system and align your chakras so that you're open to receive the goodness that is coming your way.
mm. Yeah, that's beautiful. Something that it became very apparent for me, and I'm just going to tell a story, and and a realization I had the other day. This was Saturday morning. I woke up and we've been in an eclipse portal. We're transitioning from the year of a snake into the year of a horse. We had this alignment happen in planets where Neptune and Saturn are meeting and going at 0 degrees in Aries, which is like a whole reset. There's a lot of things in the field that are acting as potential activators, I'll call them,
Mhm.
and showing us timelines that are possible. And when I woke up Saturday morning, and then there was these planetary alignments that happened Saturday morning, which was
Yeah.
a big portal of creation. What are you putting your intention into and resonating out for the response back to create and form? And on Saturday, when I woke up, I felt something that wasn't right in the field, and I finally opened up my computer and saw headlines about a war beginning. It's like, oh, interesting. And then I sat with that for a second, not with judgment. It's like, what's going on? And the feeling that I had and awareness that I had is like, we're in this big creation portal, and where am I choosing to put my attention to? Because I can go there. I can go into lower vibrational states of fear, judgment, anger, confusion, doubt, and everything that goes along with that. Um, or am I going to come back into my sovereignty? And what am I choosing to create? What am I truly choosing to create? I had an analysis that our attention was also most likely trying to be hijacked as a creation into a lower dimensional realm to take our sovereignty away from us or try to control versions of our sovereignty. But that story isn't even necessary because still the choice is mine.
Mhm.
But the awareness is important as well. It's like, where is something trying to vie for my attention and take away my authority of what I really want to create? And it's so important that choice points and the awareness of that and where we're putting our focus. And again, with these alignments taking place and how the field really is activated because there's a collective awakening that there's a wave that we can ride on to activate higher timeline potentials. And I'm curious what your thoughts and awareness may be about those reflections.
Absolutely, 1,000%. There's a lot in the collective right now, a lot of unrest. For me, because I work with a lot of women and specific women issues, so I get a lot of stuff about domestic violence, abuse, all of the things, questions, financial abuse. And so I really have been directing or helping the women to focus on rising up instead of condemning the dark, so to speak. Let's get bigger than it. Let's
Yeah.
get bigger than it. Let's rise up. Let's unify. Let's get within the heart center and focus on our mission. For me, it's like magic and miracles always. Expect a
Hmm.
miracle, expect a miracle. Something's
Yeah.
going to happen. Beauty is going to exist. And so, really raising that frequency because, yeah, in layman's terms, the devil will come out and try to scare you, confuse you,
Hmm.
push you in so many different directions. Where are we going to take that? And how do we choose our creation? Because the boogeyman wants to come out and divert you from the creation, divert you from utopia. And so we need to refocus and get back to our own personal timeline and our timeline of the collective healing and going into a higher state of awareness. Yeah.
Beautiful. Y'all hang out just a little bit. I want to ask Nicole a few more questions, and we're gonna dive into some Q&A also. So if you guys have personal questions, or if something's coming up in the field, raise your hand, type your question into the chat box. I'm gonna ask y'all a favor, and I'm gonna be very I'm gonna hold the standard for my request. When you ask Nicole, keep your question to one question unless she asks a follow-up question. I want to take as many questions as possible and honor everybody on the call. All of your questions are valuable and provide insights, but I want to be really respectful of the time that we have with Nicole here so that we can take advantage of the opportunity to be here on this free live call so you can experience and feel the transmission of what's available for you through Nicole and the guidance that she brings through your guides that are here for you. So again, one question at a time. I know it gets exciting. That's why we have a special offer that you'll be able to dive into. We'll get to the special offer in a little bit as well. The link for it, if you want to check it out now, it's in the chat box. But again, we'll get into more details about that later. With that, Nicole, I want to ask you, it's when when choice points come up. sometimes just a little degree of where we are can seem like a big, like the highest timeline. It's like, oh my God, that's so much better. But there's other opportunities that may be available if we just be with what's presenting a little bit longer. How do we know if we're choosing our highest timeline or not?
Yeah, that's a wonderful, excuse me, wonderful question. And I always go, your team always tells me joy. Go for
Mm.
what brings you the highest quality of joy and love. Because though to our friends in the spirit world and to our angels, not saying they're telling me not saying that there's not going to be hard work because there is work sometimes.
Yeah.
But what brings you joy and love and abundance, abundance on all levels, because they want you at the highest frequency possible. They want you in complete joy and in love with everyone and everything around you.
Mm.
That typically is your highest timeline.
Beautiful. So we don't have to be worried that we missed an opportunity or we're choosing wrong. We don't have to fret over choice so much, um, which is wonderful. I actually went through a phase where I felt like I was opening up and deepening, and I went from feeling restricted in opportunities to all of a sudden so many choices presenting themselves that it was overwhelming, that it was almost like paralysis through so many choices. It's like, I don't know what to choose anymore because it's like, which way do I really go? And maybe taking a little bit longer than I needed to, over analyzing. Um, and again, to have someone like you that when we don't know or if we have questions, rather than wait for so long, we can tune in heart to heart, spirit to spirit, and the clarity reveals itself pretty quickly.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I even go in for a tune-up. I go in, I talk to my people.
Yeah.
All of my friends are wildly gifted. I have my A team. I need help too, discernment of, and we talk about that, discernment of what really is for your highest good
Yeah.
and the good of all concerned. So that's part of my intro and my invocation when I'm working with people, but also on my daily basis. Please show me what is for my highest good.
Mm.
Because people
Eh,
can put you into different projects, different choice
Yeah.
points. You can be involved in a lot of different things, but what is going to bring you the most joy and you the most love? That's always my default.
Mm. I love that. And what I appreciate about sometimes the not knowing and the reaching out to a sounding board, it's the reminder. And it's such a loving and compassionate reminder that we're not doing this alone, y'all. We're not doing this alone. There's support, there's cheerleaders, there's encouragement, there's those that will help you align. There's the Jewish mothers that'll show up and tell you exactly how it is, or the ones that can just tune in and show you the options that you have with such clarity. Because sometimes we can't see the forest through the trees because we're in the middle of it.
Mm.
But the breath of fresh air that comes in and whisk the obstacles away, right? And allows for something just beautiful to land that our heart says yes to. What a gift. And again, Nicole Angel does that so beautifully. Um, Nicole, if you're ready, I'd love to drop into some Q&A. I know you're reading the chat. Don't worry about that. I'll take care of that.
Okay.
We're going to get to as many people as possible. Greg, let's start with you. Welcome to the call. And by the way, Nicole, if a question pops out to you and you want to answer it, let me know and we'll go straight into it.
Okay.
But Greg, welcome.
Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you for calling upon me. It was great to
Mhm.
be here. Um, Hi, Nicole. My question, what would be most beneficial for me to know now, please?
Yeah, taking care of your health, but specifically your life force, they're saying, because you're only you're only as I want to say young or old as your mind believes. So they really want you to get back into like breath work, taking the energy through your heart, through your lungs, really expanding your life force and frequency so that they can fill you up. By they, I mean the angels, really calling upon this interdimensional breath. It's something that I like to work with that really does not exist here in this plane of consciousness. I feel like you know what I'm talking about, and really laying there and asking for that divine intervention and allowing them to breathe with you and really give you some angelic frequency from the other side is what I keep hearing. They really want to work with you. Yeah.
Thank you. Wonderful. That's so very helpful to me. Thank you so much, Nicole.
You're quite
Mm.
welcome.
It's great to see you, Greg. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You too, John.
Nicole, when you say you're connecting to the angels, what angels specifically are you connecting to? Are there different teams that you tune into wherever you're reading, or are there your angels that open up the field?
Yeah, I love this question. So, typically the archangels, but I also do connect with your guardian angels. So when I'm working with somebody, it's your specific team of angels, but I do work with the archangels as my guides. So it's in tandem, and depending on what subject matter I am working with, there's other layers of angelic beings out there. But typically when I'm doing a reading, it's the archangels and your guardian angels. Yes.
And how about when you're working in a group setting? Does like the field get flooded and everybody's like trying to speak over each other and you tune into a specific place? Is it people's or do you just go direct to your people and let them be the proxy for what's coming through?
Oh, I love this question. So when I'm doing a large group venue, it is a free for all. There's a lot of beings and spirits there. I have gatekeeper spirits who are my grandparents who work with the dearly departed loved ones. So if I'm communicating with a human on the other side, they will bring them forward because I do get bombarded. If there's 100 people in the audience, there's 500 spirits that I'm working through.
Mm.
So they bring through the human spirits. Then I have the archangels that work with your angels when I'm doing more prophetic or psychic vision. And then I have like the spirits of I want to say like the spirits of old there. So I work with in a lot of haunted places. I know that sounds funny, but they're really good spirits, okay? And I'm talking about like spirits from like the 1920s, 1930s. They're there kind of like hanging out. They're on the peripheral, but I like to call them, I do performance too. Like I'm a comedian, I'm throwing comedy in there, I'm laughing, I'm dancing, I'm getting people to have a good time. So they're there just like hanging out with us as well. So
They're being entertained in the process.
yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. Thank you so much for answering that. Let's go now to Cheryl. Cheryl, welcome to the call.
Hey, Nicole. We,
Hi.
we've met.
Yes.
It's good to see. It's good to see you, honey. My question is, there's so many paths I could take. There's so many ways I can go. I feel like I cannot pretend anymore. And I just wonder if you have any kind of, if they have any kind of guides for me, because there's so many different paths I could go as far as career or just not even career. But career. Like,
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what they're saying. So they keep talking to me about writing. They want you to write or channel a book. Really, the wisdom that comes through to you on a daily basis, it will be very like cathartic for you, but also putting all of your it's like all of these years of practice into play. It's really about putting a book together in a chronological order and also teaching from this book. I do feel like you are called to use your voice, whether you want that to be in small groups or I have friends of mine who work kind of behind the scenes. Like people don't really know their face. They do a lot of social media work and they'll put like, graphics or different those videos you see on YouTube where it's like angels and meditations, things like that. Like if you want to be anonymous, I guess is the point that they're telling me. You don't have if you're nervous about putting yourself forward, but I feel like your team's not even going to let you do that. So maybe we're going to strike that. But they're saying it's really time for you to come out of the shadows, come out of the closet, so to speak, and let us know what you have been practicing and how you've been learning. But you're really called to use your voice on any level. So whether that's advocacy for animals, children, women, just really putting your best foot forward and also channeling and writing a book. There is a book that wants to be birthed through you.
Thank you. That's confirmation.
Okay.
And you're right. I didn't want, I don't, I, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to be out there. That's the thing. All of that feels clear, but I'm like, but I don't want to. So thank you.
You're quite welcome, my
Good to
friend.
see you, honey.
Yes.
Blessings, Cheryl. Thanks for coming on. All right, Dana, let's go to you now. Welcome to the call.
Thank you. I feel so grateful to be called on. Um, I feel like such a pivotal moment of my transformation where the last 2 weeks have been like insane downloads and then kind of heavy crashes. And I left corporate wellness industry around 3 years ago with very little revenue being generated. And in November, I kind of invested the last of what I had to develop an online program for women about reclaiming their worth, power, and freedom. And I'm just in this really sensitive place right now where I'm mid-development. So I'm starting to like, you start off really excited and then you start to like, what the fuck am I doing? Excuse my language. And
We've
then
all been there. We've all been there.
I'm really being pressed to trust. And then I'm in that like questioning and all of that.
Hmm.
Yeah, so they're going to push you, kind of squeeze you. And like how we talked about in the beginning, sometimes it doesn't feel really good getting onto your path, but once you're on there and all systems are firing, there's a purpose, there's a reason why you left without kind of a safety net. That was for that I feel like that's your higher self, almost your soul, your actually it's your oversoul jumping in the conversation to say like they wanted to push you to show you how great you are because you still don't believe how great you are. So though even though so like you don't even really need money, that's like an earthly concept, but they're going to keep pushing you anyway. So the more that you jump in the fire and just put yourself out there even before you're ready, like start getting sales now. Like you don't have to have everything figured out. Like let's I know a lot of content creators that put their things out, their market, they, excuse me, I need to slow down. They market their pieces first and they get the revenue in and then they finish the product and deliver it. Like that's the way that you have it set up because you are an entrepreneur at the heart of you and you are built with passion and fire and tenacity. So this is really a call for you to step into that is your highest time. Like, 'cause I'm feeling it on every vibration of my being right now. Like this is huge. It's global, not local, not national, and they really need you to get out there. And
Hmm.
time is of the essence, especially with women and the issues that they are dealing with. The goddess is here, man. She is upset. She is fiery, and she is calling
Hmm.
you forth. And sometimes the goddess will rip everything around you just to show you how fucking powerful you are, just to get you out into the playing field. So I feel like that's right where you're in the middle, like you're right where you should be. And let's just get that to market and we'll worry about the finer details. I'm laughing because your team shows me in this beautiful like retreat center. Like I just see you speaking, but it's not corporate. It's more, I'm looking at retreats. I'm looking at festivals. I'm looking at a lot of bamboo for some reason. And I'm also looking at holding a microphone, yes, but I feel like you're having other women come into themselves as far as like a spiritual awakening is concerned, and maybe there's some medicine work tied into that, but I just see these women really waking up and having these spontaneous convulsions within their body, which is really beautiful for me to watch, and just kind of sloughing off all the old identity. So,
There you go. Dana, I'm going to ask a question that comes from my heart, and you may appreciate this. A lot of y'all may appreciate this. So, Nicole,
yes.
do the angels have a concept of money and know that we actually need it so that we can create and survive?
No.
So, what do we do with that?
Hmm.
Yeah, you got to tell them. So that putting on my business development and marketing hat, I have a team meeting with my angels every month about how much money I need to make, and then we back into that number, which is how many sessions I need to sell, how many courses I need to sell, all the things, like a real conversation. Because to them, you are magic, and you can just be
Yeah,
like, bam, this is paid for. Bam, that is created there. This is, they do not understand this earthly concept of money, but they
right.
will help you provide the abundance. But my team always told me, create the funnel and we will fill it. Like if I create the course, great. So do something like that, and then they're going to backfill it for me. They're going to bring me the people.
Hmm.
And I always ask to be of the highest good and to be of service to all. And so that if that's my intention, there's 8 billion people here on the planet that need that. So
There's a lot of people. And I'm glad to ask the money question. Y'all, we need to be proactive and really choose what we want and what we need and speak it into the field. Like really like bring this in and you can't be shy about it. And don't say I need to create $10 million within the next 2 years if you're barely making $100,000. Like, but don't hold back either. Like really it's in service to support of what's being inspired to be created through you, and you'll feel the true alignment. And it could be a lot more than you imagine. Don't think too small because again, miracles. but don't get pie in the sky whimsical where it's like that's not really aligned because some people promise that and it doesn't land because the people that are asking for it aren't aligned. They're still working through other things, so it's important.
I can't
And to,
ask a follow-up question, can I?
go ahead. I'm guided to, yeah, go ahead and
Well,
ask.
so when I left 3 years ago, I created like this four-step program for like corporate and went that way. And I created the funnel and nothing showed up, which is why I'm feeling challenged again in this, like in the trust
Great,
issue. Like, well, I
great
did
follow-up
that. It
question.
didn't show up. Here we go again. Is this more aligned? Is this more aligned?
So when you say it didn't show up, like how long did you spend like pushing or marketing or do you know what I mean? Like how long? And that's just an earthly question. It's not a psychic one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, I scored a few contracts. I did, through my network and did a few sessions, and I was expecting kind of referrals from that, and it just kind of fell flat. Everyone was great feedback, but nothing really came out of it.
So I would say in your first 2 to 3 years of any new project, you're hustling. You know, you're aligning, but there is a hustle behind it. When I say hustle, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people rolling their eyes, but like every month I see hundreds
Mhm.
of people. And the reason that I have that momentum, I work with like 6 promoters, I have media people. But I never, I'm on it every day and I'm doing something every day for my business. So I would say and I've started a few companies, and the first 2 to 3 years, there's always a bit of a hustle there. There's discipline, there's showing up every day. So don't get discouraged. I really do feel like this is the point where it's like, are you really going to give in all of your hard work? But I feel like it's near and dear to your heart that this is something that wants to be birthed through you. But if you maybe don't feel that way anymore or you want to change the subject matter, I want to give you that grace and opportunity to do so. But your team is still really locked into like you are an entrepreneur and you are supposed to be creating your own
Mhm.
wealth and living your life by your own accord, they're saying. Your own
Yeah.
accord. Yeah.
Dan, I'm going to go on to the next caller, but
Yep.
I hope that helps.
Yeah. Thank you
And
so much.
and I will share with this also because I'm very much aware that we're realigning our sovereign timelines as well. And so different communities, different opportunities will present themselves. And sometimes the structures and our networks that we had before are asking to be extended to other places. It's like it held us for a particular way and it created a particular container, but
Mm.
we're asked to go outside of that, to go bigger, but people are ready to meet us where we are, not just where we used to be. Our old networks recognize us from where we used to be. And so be brave, have the courage, have fun, play, experience the beauty of getting to know others in a new way as well. And you'll be surprised about the synergy, the synchronicities, and the miracles that get created when everybody shows up in their miracle when we don't have a preconception of what their particular miracle is. And so just food for the soul for you with that. All right, let's
Oh.
continue to the next question. Nicole, you're amazing. This is so good. Um, Chris is asking, and y'all, we're going to get into a special offer after this, and then we're going to do more Q&A. There's some great questions coming in the chat also, but we're going to go through a lot of Q&A, y'all. But Chris is asking, I'm having a hard time actually experiencing connection with my guides, angels, higher realms, etc. What should I do to help me experience this in a real way?
I love when people ask this.
Mhm.
So it is definitely practice. So they're talking to you all the time. So people like myself or other people that this is what we do, we can see and talk to them because we're used to seeing and talking to them all the time. Like quite literally, I see them in the gym, I see them in the grocery store, I see them pumping gas, like I see them everywhere. So the only difference between me and you is that I do it all the time. So I believe all of us have the same, I call it hardware. We're all born with the same hardware to communicate with beings, whether they are angels or beyond, and always your spirit guides, and definitely listening to your own tuition and psychic abilities for sure. So, how do you do that? Same. So, I I tell my students this, you have to work with them at the same time every day in the beginning. Like if you're a morning person, set 20 minutes aside in the morning. If you're a night person, set 20 minutes aside at night. Really set in that container of communication and that this is my time when I'm going to work with my team in spirit, my angels, my guides. The reason for that is because now we're getting into brain frequency and how to assimilate different energies because you're working in the subtle frequency. So you want the conscious mind to have an opportunity to rest, and the subconscious mind then pops up to then communicate in the ethers, and it makes it that much easier, going beyond the thinking brain. And the brain actually, the more that you do it, you start creating different neural pathways so that it's like I can see a different energy going through my brain and communicating with spirit because I'm using a different part of my brain. So the short answer of that is set time aside every day, same time every day, in the same chair, in the same room, even because we're working with brain activity, brain waves at this point, and we want to slow the thinking mind and give the subconscious mind an opportunity to pop in and communicate in the higher realms. Now, if you are going to, let's say, miss an appointment or you're not going to communicate with your team that day, treat it like you would be talking to a friend. Say, I am not going to be able to meet with you today. I will see you tomorrow. And the more that you play around with this and really become responsible for your own spiritual communication, you'll see that they start popping the veil more. You could physically start seeing them, hearing them, smelling, taste, touch, all the things. It gets pretty wild, but they like repetition. It's just like going to the gym. You got to go every day. They love repetition and they like the same time in the same chair every day. It just works. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's how my channel opened up in the beginning. I used to sit down and automatic write every morning without fail for like a year straight. And my channel just like kept opening and expanding and receiving information. And it's like any other relationship, y'all. If we invest in the intimacy of the connection, it starts to opening up and softening into us as well as we soften into it, right? We learn about each other, how we communicate, how we receive stimulus and information from one another. And to develop that relationship with our guides, it's precious. And then you can connect to so many other things, including connecting with other people here. It's like there's a new way of seeing and being with, and it becomes so rich. It's a practice that will gift you in ways beyond just your perception of what you believe you're connecting to spirit. It's a treasure that's yours to experience, but I'm telling you, the bounty is amazing. So I love the way that you've offered this, Nicole. It's really just spot on for me. Y'all, we're gonna get into some more Q&A in a little bit, but I want to take the opportunity to invite you to Nicole Angel's special offer. She created just for Beyond the Ordinary. And it takes us into psychic mediumship, how to connect and how to understand and interpret and choose your higher timelines. Um, and so I highly encourage you to follow along as Nicole goes over and in a little bit of detail what you'll be receiving, what the outcomes may be for you. And again, the opportunity to be in this very intimate setting with Nicole as well. So y'all click on the special offer button, which is underneath the video where you're watching this call from, either live or on the replay. If you're on YouTube, the link for the special offer will be in the comments section as well. And you can always find the special offers at beyondtheordinaryshow.com forward slash marketplace. And with that, Nicole, will you let everybody know what's included in here?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yes, first of all, definitely created this course for you guys. It was like 3 months of channeling, going back and figuring
Wow.
it out because so I wanted to make it accessible for everybody, whether you're beginner or advanced or intermediate. So we could totally meet you where you're at. And I learned in so many different formats. So I have writing, I have video, and then I also have a live call. And the reason for that, and there's particular dates that I picked, and there's a reason for it, just what's going on in the collective, and you'll see that. But I'm going to take you through the journey of the self, all of your mechanics, what's happening in the internal, and then I'm going to take you on the journey on the external in your field, and the many layers of the self beyond the physical dimension, and also what psychic mediumship is, what is psychic development, learning how to tap into that. Also, the subtle energy and frequency of spirit, what spirit is, what spirit isn't, and really to work with that vibration and to test it and to trust it. So, I always tell people like I was a healthy skeptic in the beginning, not that I didn't love my team, but I needed to know that I could count on them, that they were going to be there for me when times got tough or when I needed to adjust something, whether it was personal or professional. And beyond that, I wanted a communication, a roadmap, so to speak, of my life. When was it a good time for me to move? When is it a good time for me to get into a relationship? How about starting a business venture? And really feel into that. So, like right now, I have two timelines that are existing at the same time. And I just got off of one because the current one I'm on right now is a higher vibrational frequency for me. And how do I know that? It brings me more joy. It yeah, just at the end of the day, it just does. And so for me, it's always going to be about joy and love, like it just is, and laughter. A huge laughter person. So, because I want to get up and I want to love my life every day and I want to be in love with everyone and everything around me. So that's why I choose what brings me joy. So in this course, it's I think 30 pages. It's not a lot. I promise it's good information. It wasn't like it's not you'll get it. Your body, it's a remembrance. When you're reading the words, you're waking up your consciousness and you're also deprogramming any kind of fear or thought-based reality you may have in there that you're not this amazing person or that you can't accomplish anything you want to in your life or we're
Mm.
really looking at your birthright and why you came onto earth in the first place. I also have two videos in there that are very I did them just for you guys, and I was tempted to release them, but my team was like, do not, this is just for John's team. Like, all right, I'm not going to. And so the one is a meditation just to wake everything up. And then the second one is really going into your timeline and
Mm.
feeling your timeline, feeling it, what it feels like. And then we're going to meet April 15th for a live call. The reason I did that, Spirit told me it would be about 6 weeks, give everybody time to integrate the information, go through. So I'm going to meet you April 15th and we're going to go through things. I'll answer all your questions. I'll help you activate your highest timeline, see your highest timeline, whatever it is, whatever you need help from, you can ask me there. And I'll take you guys into like more of an integration pattern because again, we're working with all the subtle energy so that everything's in alignment and you are on your highest timeline.
Mm. That's y'all, this is an amazing package. It's only $127, which is it's so rich for us to experience with the invitation that's so generous. Again, it's I started the call with how amazing my sessions and the information that I received from Nicole. I know that that this is such a rich, informative, grounded, expansive call also. So y'all feel into the opportunity of that, and I hope that y'all dive in and really receive the benefits of what's being offered here through today's offer on BTO that Nicole Angel created just specifically for us. So again, y'all take advantage of it. Again, the link's underneath the video where you're watching the call from. It's in the chat box as well, in the comments section on YouTube. And with that, Nicole, I want to continue with Q&A. A question that came up as you were going through the special offer as well. So let's say I'm focused very specifically in one area, let's say a project, and it's alive, it's alive, it's alive, it's alive, and I'm putting a lot of energy into it, and then something comes in and kind of like distracts me. It's like something shifted in me. But I still feel like this devotion and this commitment to this that was showing up for so long and it was alive. But then something else is pinging the field a little bit louder, like the timeline shifted. How do we know it's okay to kind of let that go and go into the other one and that we're not just abandoning another project or stopping short again or whatever may come up and the feeling that why am I being distracted and not finishing this thing that was so vibrant at what point?
Yeah, it's a great question. And it recently just happened to me, actually.
Mm,
So other timelines can affect. So if you're building a project with someone or something, you have other people involved, or even personal or professional, there's other conjoining timelines that may affect a certain project. And so like the energy, you'll feel the energy drop off.
mhm,
Not that So this is what I want you to do, and what's part of the work is I really want you to take time to get to know yourself, feel yourself, prayer, meditation, whatever that is for you. Really feel into it. Do I want to focus on this project? Is my heart still involved? Does it bring me joy? Is this something that I could really see myself doing? Or is the distraction worth my time and attention? So sometimes we're dealing with people getting married. Sometimes we're dealing with, choice of two different competing careers, things of that nature. But I want to caution you because also when you're about to finish something that's monumental for the earth or for yourself, there will come distraction because that's the old fear timeline or things that don't make you want to complete the actual project. So
Hmm.
discerning in that is where the work comes in. And we can't spiritually bypass. We can't get away from the work.
Right.
It's really
Yeah.
just delving in and seeing what these layers of reality do have to offer you because it is
Hmm.
working on multiple time, like especially if you're working on a project that you're going to launch out into the collective, there will be things that come up that maybe go, you shouldn't really do that. Somebody else is doing that. You're not really that good anyway. Like, I want you
Yeah.
to watch out for that because that's like a clear indication that that's fear mongering. And I also do talk about that in the offer, what that really looks like, those distractions versus is it really a choice point? What I went
Hmm.
through was a choice point because I could very well work on either project and I really just had to sit with which one is going to bring me the better quality of life.
Nice. I love your answer to that. And also being aware of bright, shiny object syndrome. It's real.
Mhm.
It's real. And choices. A perfect example. This was, how old am I now? It was a long time ago, 35 years ago, or something like that, when I was engaged. I swear to God, when I was engaged, I've never had so many other women want to approach me and date me and do other things, right? Before I got married, it's like, but it was clear. But like opportunities will present as are you really choosing this or is it really aligned or can we can that distraction coming to the field to take you off your highest timeline potential,
Mhm.
right? No judgment, but it's good to have awareness and discernment so that we're really following what's true in our path rather than getting hijacked or distracted into somebody else's timeline that we're not meant to navigate with or for in different ways.
Mhm.
So again, this is a big conversation, but I just wanted to bring that into this container. Um, Nicole, there's a question that came. It sounds like it's from someone that you know. It's Taylor. Hi, my friend.
Mhm.
Sending you love and so happy to be here witnessing this beautiful call. Hope to connect with you soon. We have an amazing opportunity for a restaurant. Will this new potential partnership finally help us to expand? Is there anything that I need to do?
Yeah, I'm hearing like a big yes on the other side, but just getting all of the proper paperwork in order and really owning like the percentages of ownership and what their baseline is, what they really want from you. Spirit's just telling me get super clear on that, get it all out on paper first before we get into any discussion because again, we don't want you working to make everybody else money and not receiving the money. So they really want those kinds of conversations on the front line and really you will discern. It's just like dating. Like having the hard conversations first to really just figure out are we compatible? Is this person worth my time or should I just let them go? Because you are the shiny object that John was talking about. You and your team, like everybody's going to want to partner up with you. So it's not at a lack of partnership, they're saying it's discernment because honestly, girl, like if you just put yourself out there, like opening it up for partnership and investors, you're going to have a lot of offers, and you and your husband need to figure out who gets to. It's a blessing to have you guys on the team. So really just having it's an opportunity they're saying. So not looking at it like they're doing something for you.
Mhm.
It's like you're doing something for them. Like turn it around. Like you are the blessing, you are the creation, and you are the creator, the creatrix. And
Mm.
so really having those conversations up front I also do see a lot of media publicity coming your way. You guys are actually a lot quieter than you need to be right now. I don't know if that's like a safety thing or maybe you're just tired. But they are saying the moment that you make that decision to go public, like you really are opening the door, like you should be the one holding interviews. Like who gets to invest with us?
Mm. Okay.
Turn it around like
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Thank you. That was,
Beautiful.
it feels just like dating. I said that exactly the same thing this morning. So they knew just what to say. Thank you very much.
Amazing.
Well,
I love holding those spaces also when we're inviting other people in, just like dating and relationship. And I bring it into a very spiritual aspect of a devotion that I carry and how precious it is. And I liken it to we've built this temple and we know the reverence that's required inside the temple, and not everybody gets to cross a threshold.
Mhm.
Right? It's like, are they aligned? What's their intention? What's their devotion? Are they willing to be in the sacredness of what's created and what's amplifying? Or are they insisting to walk in with muddy shoes and not clearing themselves? And sorry, you can't enter the temple if that's how you're choosing to show up. Wipe your feet off and come in and open the heart to what's presenting in the highest timeline in that space. And to really understand that it really is a temple. It really is a sacred creation. It's
Mhm.
something that's coming from your heart in that way, whether again, personal relationship or our business in that particular way. When it comes to partnerships, we really begin to value what it is that we're bringing to the table. Just like you value the altar that you set for the guides and the masters that are coming in and guiding you into that creation that you're doing for you, but it winds up being of service to humanity in some form as well. And there's nothing more precious than that.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. It's blessings to you. I'm excited for you.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
yeah, I'm glad you came on the video also. It's good to see you. All right, let's continue now. Beverly, welcome to the call. Beverly, let me get you to unmute your microphone, please.
where'd she go? Oh,
She's on there. She's just hasn't unmuted yet. Beverly, you're still talking, but we can't hear you.
Can you hear me
There
now?
we can. Welcome. Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe I got called. I'm so blessed. I feel blessed. Thank you.
Uh,
And much gratitude to you both. Hi, Nicole, John. Um, I just wonder what kind of message there is for me.
yeah, I keep every time I look at you, I just see all these angels. I believe these are guardian angels, but
I
also
feel them.
yeah, I feel like your ancestors are trying to talk to you. And I'm not just talking about, I mean, ancestors, I mean, lineage. I mean, like going back and really discerning your family history and going back into your own greatness and timeline. Because I feel like you were part of this beautiful, I want to say like coven, but it's more than that. How can I describe that? I just see you in your beauty. Yeah, they're talking to me about rituals. They're talking to me about working with sacred herbs, timelines. I feel you shifting with energy. You really do love
Mhm.
everyone. You have a heart of gold.
mm,
But it's a sacred, I call it a coven because I see all of these women like dancing around and really just being beautiful
Wow.
who they are. And I see that they're magic. I really, quite frankly, it's magic is what I'm looking at. And so I
It
mm.
really,
is.
you've
It
seen it.
is. And yes, I'm so excited.
Oh, good, good, because I can see them. They're like there. So, so I really want you to be able to dance with them again, is what they keep telling me.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so like the more you have that you can just really let go and dance with them and have a party. Like I love partying with my ancestors. I invite them into my shows. We have a great time. We're laughing, we're dancing. Like I really want that for you from the other side. Just like dance with your team and love on them and know that your ancestors are by your side. They have never gone anywhere. You are never
Mm.
alone and they're enamored with you. They're in love with you. They really just want to be there with you.
I thank you so much. I never really felt all of that before, but it's something that I've really been working on this during this past February, the month, real um, with true intention. And so everything that you said is there. And
Mm.
when I get off of this phone and I put some food in my belly, I'm gonna start dancing with them right then. I
Yes,
am gonna
That's
dance
awesome.
that's what I'm
and
talking.
move with them. No, I feel it and everything. I mean, and it's just a beautiful confirmation. Thank you for
Mm.
sharing and seeing those things with
Yeah,
me.
thank you
Mhm.
for receiving it because I'm like, okay, I just see these women dancing everywhere, so no, but I love doing this. So thank you for receiving the message. Truly, it's an
And
honor.
I want you to know when you said that, just about it was like a week ago. You're right. There was a I don't know how far back it went, but they are were women and they are in my lineage. And
Mm.
I just I could feel it. I could feel them. I sometimes I get chills all the way down to my toes, both legs. Yeah, I love you. I hold such true love for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I love you.
Blessings, Beverly. Thank you for
Yes.
being on here.
Thank you,
Such
John.
great energy. Amazing. Um, I- Nicole, what's so wonderful about connection in this way? Because sometimes we'll even feel things and we have this knowing, but hearing the validation of what we're sensing and picking up on, it's like the green light lights up. It's like, oh, okay, now I can go. And sometimes I look for validation all the time or confirmation or just on like I'm mulling things over and it's just like it kind of feels right, but let me just bounce it off of someone. And it's just the bouncing off is just it opens up the timeline in a way that perhaps we weren't experiencing it. And we can say it's permission, but sometimes it's just divine timing as well, right?
Mm.
So beautiful. It's beautiful that you're receiving this, Beverly, and God, go have fun with it. Um, let's go now to there's a question that came in from Jude. Well, actually, y'all, there's questions about the special offer. The special offer includes an evergreen product. It's pre-recorded, this material, and then there's a group live call. There's not a one-on-one session for $127. Sorry, y'all. That would be extremely generous, especially with what Nicole does and how busy she is and everything else. But the opportunity to go into group session and to aliven the field and the collective energy of what's there. And as you're working, also, if you really, I encourage you to go through the workbook and go through the videos because your awareness and expansion into what timelines are, how they really function, to have a more grounded understanding from the structure, so then you can go up and out and bring it back.
Mhm.
It's golden, the opportunity when you understand the mechanics and you can open up the field because of that. And then to have any questions that you may have to come in through the group call or to ask more personal questions. And again, the dates are very intentional. So this is a fantastic um, offer that I really highly recommend that y'all dive into. Um, okay, and again, y'all, the link's in the chat box. It's underneath the video where you're watching the call from. It's a special offer. Just click on that and super easy checkout. And there's a two payment option on that as well to make it easier if that if if that is of benefit to you, that's available there. So Jude is writing, hello, wonderful to be here. I can speak light language 24/7, and I know that there's different energies and beings coming through all the time, and I can feel I'm channeling source or source codes. When I feel prompted, I let the light language or sounds come through and I record transmissions for others. I do not know the specific beings or energies that come through, but I can sense the different feelings with each. I'm curious whether it makes sense to spend time discerning what is coming through.
I mean, your energy body is telling me yes. Like it would be a fun game for you to really let them come through and announce who they are. I would like that, like, yeah, they're just saying to come through and announce who they are and really let you feel the vibration. Like when I'm in the channel, I can feel the color purple, if that makes
Mm,
sense. So when you're in the channel, you'll be able to discern who they are by the frequency and the vibration. You don't necessarily need to hear the words, and or you'll start to see outlines. Allow your imagination to go, because I already see them standing in front of you, like they're trying to make themselves known to you. So if you first start seeing white beings, or you feel an energy of Venus, or you feel, I'm just getting like Orion, I just all these wonderful groups of star beings. I also get very high level councils of white light around you. I have some Atlantean beings that want to come through. So there's a bunch of different classes of beings around you. So it'd be very interesting to allow them to come forward to then announce who they are through. And by announcing, I mean by vibration, frequency, sound, all of the light language codes. And yeah, you have some very ancient, old, very old, in a very beautiful way, codes that are coming through to you. So I would allow them to play and really bring the experience forward for you.
Beautiful. And I appreciate that the feeling tone of what's coming through and feeling it in your heart. And because we can feel benevolence and we can feel confusion in the field channeling as well. Um, and that's just part of playing with the different energies that might appear. So even as you're teaching people to channel even mediumship, um, there's an aspect of discernment that we're being navigated to sharpen. And you guide people through some of that, and it can be really easy. It doesn't have to be so complicated.
No, and I always tell people go with your first instinct. And we look, so there's a way, there's a sequence to get into the channel if you're not already able to do that. It's pretty simple, but basically you want to clear your space, clear yourself, and then start the work. If you go
Mhm.
in with a dirty vessel, it makes it very hard to channel clarity. After you've been doing it 10, 20, 30 years, short, go ahead, do it. But when you're first beginning that conversation or that relationship with the beings beyond the veil in your own frequency band, you want to make sure your house is spiritually cleaned, you're spiritually cleaned, then start the work. And it will be much easier for you. And then you can discern and know what's coming through is truth.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for that. Great question. Thank you so much for asking. Let's go now to Donna Cunning. Welcome, Donna.
Hello. I'm sorry I can't show up on a
That's
picture.
okay. You're here.
I
Yeah, I gotcha.
I am so I've been trying so hard to bring in a partner and I just it's not happening and it's been several years and I want to know what's standing in my way.
Are you sure?
Are you sure you want to know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's the Jewish
That
mother I was telling you
go
about.
go for it. I'll take it.
Okay.
I'm braced.
Yeah, yeah. They're just saying belief. Like, really, there's something in you. I know, and it's like cliche, but you could go out tomorrow and meet the love of your life. I always tell people that. You can run into them at the gym. There's so many potentials for us at every turning corner, but really believing that this is true, that it's meant for you. They're saying spirits telling me that you're making a very large hoop or like hoops for people to jump through. Like that's the sense I'm getting. Like it's a large hoop to jump through to get to you. So I don't know if there's certain things inside of your frequency that maybe you're like, okay, well, maybe I'll loosen this little piece up. Just really side note, I'm doing a 10-week podcast with my girlfriend about love and dating in 2026. And we talk about all of this. And we talk about really developing who we are in a relationship first, how are we going to show up, and then what we're attracting. So there's something off with the attraction band because what you're saying you want is not what your frequency is giving out. So they're just saying it needs to be in a line. And again, I don't like doing this in a group setting. I love you. I'm glad you're not on video. So let's just write down exactly who you are in a relationship, who you are, and then what you want to attract. And just like I said, every morning sitting with your team in spirit, feel into that vibration. I always fall in love before my lover shows up, if that makes sense. I can
Mhm.
feel somebody coming into my field before I meet them. I'll know the exact date, time, all the things. Sit with the frequency of love. Write your list. Write your list, who you are as a being, how you want to show up in the relationship. Make sure that's all in alignment. Write the type of person you're attracting. And then sit with that vibration because we're magic, right? We're breaking timelines, we're breaking the veil. Sit with the frequency of love. Allow all of your cells to vibrate at the layer of love and falling in love. And you literally can walk out your door and meet that person because there are so many people here. So it's not that it's not for you. It's not that they don't want you to fall in love. They want you to fall in love. It's our birthright. They love you. I love you. Your whole team loves you. It's really like they're just saying like I your team is very sarcastic. I'm so sorry. They're just telling me how bad you want it. You know what I mean? But they love you so much. But it's really just like they want you to be in this cocoon of love and feeling that vibration of love through every single particle of your being.
Mm.
Thank you. I can do it with my cat. My cat loves me when it's sitting on my lap, but I can't. I can't.
No, that's the
The one
exact
date I had recently, I thought he was going to be everything for me, and it just turned out to be a nightmare. So I was like, what did I do?
Donna, it sounds like you're a catch. You just have to allow yourself to be caught.
I will take that into consideration and work on that. Thank you for all the tips. I'm 67, or I'm going to be 67 at the end of March, and I really want to be in a relationship.
yeah.
Uh, Beautiful.
Thank
It's
you.
Nicole, what you were sharing also and being in love with love, that's the concept in Sanskrit of mudita. And the philosophy of mudita is that be an ecstatic joy for the joy of others and to really like feel that coming alive. It's like you're experiencing that joy through you and you're amplifying theirs, not because you're intentionally doing it, but because you're adding to the field. And whenever I get in that space, the things that show up in my life are absolutely incredible. But to be in the practice of it, to be intentional with it, man, talk about our capacity to manifest and to create in our lives. It's extraordinary, the miracles that show up.
How do you spell that concept in the Sanskrit so I could look it up
Mudita,
more?
Mudita.
Thank you.
You can look at that, but I'll tell you, go into Nicole's special offer and then look at your timelines and the choice and become masterful at that as well.
Thank
Because
you.
then you really become intentional. So take advantage of it.
Thank
Um,
you very much.
all right, Nicole. Christina has written in. She says, "Hi, I've been a career and life coach for the past 18 years, but last year started to be able to connect with people on the other side and have started to give readings, but I'm still somewhat in the closet. Am I supposed to push myself more in this direction, or is there another way that they want me to go? I write and speak as well. Thank you."
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. I mean, yes, if they are showing up to you, and I feel like it's a natural progression for you as being a life coach, but also just you're ready. Like your heart is blasted open. The way I read people is through my heart. I literally love everybody. Like I have to get into that space of love. That's how I know everything. So you're already there. They're just telling me they need to tweak it a little bit, and that you can't study the channel and without doing it. So just jumping full force in, you already have clients, you already have people seeking your guidance. Allow the channel to come forward. It's just like a muscle. If you do not use it, you lose it. It is the same with any of us. So yes, you have the gift for sure. It's showing up. Everybody on the other side is like so happy we're talking right now. They're all like jumping up and down. Your and they have so much to say to you. I do feel like a lot of automatic writing, what John was talking about earlier, would be very good and beneficial for you. Ask them a question, allow them to channel the answer forward. And then also that intentional space that we had talked about, whether it's morning or at night, and really sitting down with spirit and your angels. You don't have to know who they are in the beginning. They're saying they want to, again, they want to introduce themselves to you. So allow them to channel through you. That's part of the training. They introduce different lines of consciousness, and you get to know how to work with different groups of beings by allowing them to come forward. So just start that conversation for them, channel, and do automatic writing. It will automatically lift your vibration, and you'll see that like in the next 5 years, it just everything is going to explode for you. Like it just looks like everything doubles. So, client relationships, business practices, it just seems like your abundance is really going through transformational time right now. And they're all really excited to be a part of this journey.
Oof, thank you so much. I needed to hear that.
Christina, Blessings, blessings. I want to give you an analogy. This is so fun with you, Nicole, because all this inspiration comes through. If you're a pitcher throwing 90-mile-an-hour fastballs, and man, you're in the big leagues and you're getting paid well, and it's like it's a gift, but all of a sudden you discover that you can throw a wicked curveball and it comes out of nowhere, and now the batters don't know what to anticipate, but it's this gift that you have and so much more value that you provide. It's like you become an exception in the quality of service that you provide, and your value, if you will, goes up. The amount of money that pitcher gets paid in comparison to just the fastball pitcher because of the different skills. Why wouldn't you use it? And it's a benefit to your team, if you will, right? It's like such added gifts, and you get to have more fun playing and discovering along that whole journey. It's like it's
Yeah.
what an amazing gift to add to the repertoire of something that you're already doing extremely well.
Yeah, I'd like to say, like, as a coach, you get the best of both worlds because I know how
Yeah.
to talk to people. I've been talking to people for 18 years, and now I'm able to access their relatives or past lives. I get past life karma that comes through. And so, or if I'm just doing a straight reading, yeah, I know how to talk to people.
You're
So
throwing wicked curveballs. It's awesome.
I love that. It's just a little scary to say that this is what I do now. So that's been part of like the fear of like
Why
coming out
is
of the
it
closet.
why is it scary? And this is such a great question. And there's
Well, because in the past, people who did this sort of thing, like it didn't end well for them. So,
but how about now? Why is it scary now?
I mean, I think it's just coming up from probably like past life stuff or just, maybe my own prejudices about people who do that sort of a thing but I know that people are also craving it. So I have to just be
Yeah.
brave. I think and
I
just do.
ask you I ask you that question so you can take inventory and get to your truth now instead of a truth that lived in the past.
Thank
Right?
you.
Yeah, blessings to you, Christina.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, let's continue. Is there a question that's popping up that you want to pick, Nicole? I get the sense that you're like tuning into somebody.
Oh no, I'm just looking at all the questions.
If any, no, that's okay. I wasn't tracking. I was just curious if you were picking up on something. If you are picking up on something, we'll get to it in a second. Why don't we go to Vince right now? Vince, welcome to the call.
Very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hello, Nicole. I was wondering if you are picking up anything strong from me, and if you need me to pick a topic, I could dive into one. But I wanted to know what my guides might be telling you.
Yeah, I get this sense of travel, not taking life too seriously and really allowing yourself to travel and to expand consciousness. I also feel like you're playing. They're just saying you're playing. You're an opportunity creator. You create opportunities wherever you go, and they want you to create bigger and better. Like it's like you're waiting for something, is what I keep hearing. You're waiting for something, and they want you to not wait, take the bull by the horns, do it, be the leader that you are, but also jump into this wonderful world of play and dimensional existence. Like you are the creator, you literally create opportunities. I feel like you're very like I don't have a better word than magical if that's like the word that comes to me, but you get to play on this world stage. And so they say make it your stage. What is it that you truly want to be? And I get this sense of just freedom, travel, play, having a good time again, remembering all the love that you have around you, but also not taking life too seriously. And there's something here I keep getting shown like I don't know if it's a movie or big screen or something, but I keep getting shown like yeah, I keep getting shown like that thing that filmmakers have where it's like the clapper thing that says like end scene like that. I don't know what
Right,
that
right, right. The
Clapper,
slate.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
is. That what it's called?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, they slapped the slate. Any advice on twin flame or personal things that have coming through with all that?
I feel like hold on one second. God. Yeah, I don't know if you're in the States, but not in the States is what I'm getting. It she they're not in the States. So I'm going to assume that you're in the States and they're not in the States. So like quite literally, you're being aligned with somebody that I'm looking at work. Work is your baby, so to speak, and that this person is coming to meet you in your work and in your travel. So it's like Spirit is doing a 2-for-1 right now. I've seen them do this with other people. When they're trying to get somebody to move on their timeline, they will typically give them like a love or love interest on that timeline so they continue movement forward. It's almost like they're dangling a little carrot there for you so that you continue forward. So this person is connected with work for sure
And not in the States.
and not in the States. Mm-mm.
All right, Vince.
She's amazing, guys.
Blessings
I'm
to you.
telling
Have
you.
fun. Have
She's
fun. Have
absolutely
fun
amazing.
finding her.
Yeah.
Have her finding you. Nicole, it's interesting because a lot of my guidance lately is we're so used to going out and attracting, like doing to get. And a lot of my guidance over the last year is like it's let it come to you, like be the resonance for that which you're holding space for. And things are more aligning to us than us needing to go out and chase and possess and work so hard to be in relationship with.
Yeah, I love that. Like I'm on the East Coast and East Coasters are very much like hard nosed, like work, work, work all the
I grew up in
time.
New York. I know it well, yeah.
Okay. So we're like breaking that paradigm. That's why I kind of like when I was answering Dana earlier, I was like, oh, I can't even believe I said hustle. That's not what I really meant. Like I wish we
Yeah.
had more time to talk about it, but there is so many intricacies with that. So honestly, quite honestly, I could teach you a meditation. You wouldn't have to leave your room and everything comes to your doorstep. When you're really
Mm,
that aligned with the field, I do it so many times when I'm starting new projects. I literally go in my room, write down a list of what I want to create, get into the field of creation, and pull things in through the ether, quite literally. We all have that capacity to do that. It's that remembrance of who we are and really aligning with it. Now, when I that thing comes to my door, there is some work around it in order to keep it, so to speak, or to move it forward. So
mm.
that's where I want to find the vocabulary for it. But yes, aligning with your truth and also aligning with your timeline and why you came to Earth in the first place is what we want you to do. So you're not running around chasing your tail for something that's
Ah,
not on your timeline.
beautiful. Hey, y'all, the special offer with Nicole. Yes, there are replays available on the special offer. So as you get everything, you'll be able to download, save to your computer, and you'll be able to access the replay of the live call if you can't show up on the live call. I'm accurate with that. Is that correct,
Yes,
Nicole? Okay,
yes, yes, yes.
perfect. So know that that's available as well. And again, the link for the special offer, it's in the chat box. It's underneath the video where you're watching the call from now. It says special offer in the box. Just click on that. And it's also at beyondtheordinaryshow.com/marketplace. And yes, there will be a replay of today's call. We'll send out an email with that a little bit later this evening once the video renders and we organize it a little bit. But you can always find the replays at beyondtheordinaryshow.com/replay. Give us a couple of hours to get it up on our end after the call ends, and you'll be able to go back and listen and really tune in to what's been gifted here today. Um, Y'all, there's so many of y'all with your hands raised, so many great questions coming into the chat. We'll have Nicole back on the show. I know. If I have to twist her arm and go to Philadelphia and drag her on the Zoom call, I'll do it because it's so amazing. But with that, Nicole, are there any parting messages that the guides want to leave us with before we finish today's transmission?
Yeah, they just keep screaming at me. Trust in yourself and trust in your gifts, your divine potential. Really, we are all working with the same potentialities, the same quantum field, our intuition, our guidance, our love from the other side. But you have to trust that this magnificence is here for you, it's present for you, and it's accessible to you, especially this year. So just
Mm,
trust in yourself, in your own beauty. That's what they keep
mm.
telling me.
Ah, beautiful. I love that. Y'all, in your own beauty. Can you not only feel that, but let that in? Like really, it's just I feel that so strongly for everybody that's on the call, maybe even listening to the replay. My heart's just melting. It's just getting soft in the acknowledgement and witnessing of that truth here with all of us. So thank you all for what you're holding and for allowing me that experience. Um, Nicole, thank you. I can't believe 2.5 years later we finally have you on the show, and epic, epic. It's a blessing to have you on here, a gift for all of us. And thank you for everything that you're doing and for what you created for us.
Oh, thank you so much for this honor. I really had
Mm,
so much fun with you guys, and I would love to do it again. So, yes.
it's considered done. All right, y'all. Everybody
Okay.
have a great evening. Blessings, Nicole. I love you guys
Bye.
until the next call. Namaste.
Bye. Namaste.